Can you fit top quality studio effects and modules into a guitar pedal? If anyone can do it, it's Universal Audio. Should we take a deep dive into these pedals, Jordan?
Let's take a look right now. Here we go. So Chris, these pedals look amazing. Can you please talk me and the people through at home the pedals that we're using today?
Yeah, sure. So first things first, we've got the Max Preamp Dual Compressor. So that's a preamp and dual compressor. So you can tag in compression 1, compression 2, and get a load of different vibes, a load of different feels from your guitar.
Run the compression in parallel and just have both at the same time.
Exactly.
Nice,
Next up, we've got this really cool sci-fi-esque looking one. This kind of draws upon a lot of sounds like you would get from multi-head delays. You've got also reverb as well. So this is the Galaxy 74 Tape Echo and Reverb. That's very kind of spacey, very kind of, you know, I'm getting kind of sci-fi vibes from it.
Yeah. And this one kind of looks a little bit like an ice cream shop, ice cream truck.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking piece. What is it?
You know what? It does. So the Delvaux, this is the Ambiance Companion. This is, again, quite like the Galaxy. You've got a delay and a reverb. So you're going to be able to get a load of lovely kind of surfy, wishy-washy, modulated effects and delays. It's going to sound great, but I mean, what are we using today?
Yeah, so obviously, for those of you at home, you probably want to know the kind of setup that we've got here. So these pedals do run in stereo, so we do have 2 amps either side of us. I'm using a Roland Jazz Chorus, and you're using a...
I'm using a Princeton Tone Master. Just 2 absolutely awesome amps that we'll be able to get some great sounds out of, really.
And not only that, but we're using some nice guitars. What have you got?
I've got a HSS American Pro 2, and what have you got over there?
It's a 72 Deluxe Telecaster American Professional 2. Nice. So let's jump in, let's start with the compressor, and let's see what tones we can get from it. And yeah, let's get right on into this.
Let's do it. Right, so first things first, should we just get a nice clean sound going? What are we saying? Yeah, that's coming out of both of them. Right, so first things first, I think it's going to be good as diving into this big red obvious knob right here. So I'm just going to engage it straight away, and let's just see what that's doing.
It says preamp on it.
Okay, so that straight away is giving you like a little bit of warmth, a little bit of kind of like preamp gain. That's going to be absolutely great for adding that kind of like the beautiful harmonics for sitting in other different mixes. That
adds a little bit of grit to it as well, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely like kind of like natural, you know, straight into the desk kind of vibe.
Yeah, a little bit of punch.
So let's move on to the actual compressors that you've got built in.
Yeah, so this has got 3, right? So it's got 3 compressors which are based off like old rack units that UA used to make, and also just like legendary ones that you have as regular compressors.
Yeah, we've seen them in all the different plug-in packs that you get from UAD as well.
So what are the ones that are on this?
So the ones that we've got on this, we've got one called Diner, which is that kind of like very squeezed, very lo-fi. I'm thinking straight away that kind of Gilmour-esque, really screaming solos. You'd be able to get that.
Like your regular kind of guitar compression.
Yeah.
Like when you think of guitar compression, that's usually the type of compression you get.
You have first in the chain. It squeezes the hell out of your guitar, but you can edit this to hell. So you can edit this like so much. The next one, you've got the Opto LA2A. So that's going to be a kind of like a I don't know, more warmer. Going to be that perfect kind of like glue that adds, you know, that perfect glue that makes the guitar sit really perfectly within the mix.
So LA2A, isn't that that's one of the
rack compressors? Yeah.
A lot of studios use that for like vocal compression, stuff like that.
No, really easy breezy, really kind of. It's gonna warm your signal up. It's going to add the perfect kind of curve to how your sound kind of.
And then what's the last one we got on there?
So the last one that we've got a 1176, a FET 1176. So that's super tight as well. That's going to be really good for really tight guitar play, like quite funk.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you get kind of Nile Rodgers-esque kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
That'll be
spanky.
Yeah. So it'll be really like really responsive.
Okay.
Really tailoring the way that your guitar feels and the way that it kind of sits within a mix as well.
So if I play and you flick between the 3 of them, we can try to see if you can see the difference between how those 3 sound.
Yeah, sure. I'm good with that. Yeah, let's do that.
Which one are we starting with?
So let's start off with the Let's start off with a diner. Let's just listen to that. Just play that clean for a second. Okay, so I'm setting the ratio to 4 at the moment, so that's just a very kind of like, you know,
basic.
Very kind of basic.
Yeah.
And let's just do that again.
Yeah.
Really squeezing it.
Bringing that up.
Okay, should we move on to the Opto LA2A? The kind of like warm, easy peasy. I'm gonna put the ratio to 8, just so we can see exactly what that's doing. So, okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's not as harsh. It's not as squashy. It's a lot more natural.
Yeah,
it feels.
It's bringing out a lot of. It's definitely bringing out those like quieter areas of your playing, but not too much.
Yeah,
so the chords are still front in the mix, and just the quieter bits.
Yeah, it's just a bit smoother.
Just a bit smoother. Yeah, that's nice. Last but not least, you've got the FET, the 1176, so the one that's going to be absolutely great for funk. So you ready for your night?
Oh, I'm funking it up.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Man, that sounded amazing. That sounded so good. So how was the response?
That was actually, it felt really nice.
Like, how so? Like, can you describe it?
It just felt like really poppy, I guess, and it felt, responsive. It felt like what I was doing like there and then. Yeah. I felt like, I don't know, I wasn't making as many mistakes.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? It felt like it was kind of
that one-to-one playing, like mind to playing kind of vibe.
Yeah, totally.
Right. You know what? That's insane. That's insane. Because the thing is, so not only can you access these compression modules just as one, you can use the pedals at the bottom to switch between the both, but also you can combine them both together, so you get that kind of like, you can have one set to Dynacomp and one set to like the LA2A.
Yeah, so you can kind of stack your compressors on top of each other.
Yeah, get that kind of like either super squeezed or get that interesting parallel compression, because you can have a tight in but have a slightly more breather out, which is kind of cool.
So you can kind of really, really like hone your tone in to how you want your tone to be.
Exactly. And how you want it to feel as well, more importantly.
So what the other little bits we've got going on here, I mean, they're just basic kind of compression things, right? So you've got your attack, your ratio.
Yep.
It's just basically how many.
Well, it's how many. So it's the ratio of input to output, really, and how much that compression is actually affecting your tone. The closer you are, well, the lower the number. The way that I like to feel is like the more squeezed it's going to be, and the more open it's going to be. That's going to be good for slightly different. I mean, this doesn't need to be just used on guitar. The great reason why the great aspect is why it's got the ratio on it is you don't have to use a guitar. You can use it for vocals.
Especially the fact you've got that 1176, which is a classic kind of vocal
Lots
compressor.
of people have used it. So many people have used that. So you've got the classic attack, release, output, the amount of compression. But I'm really liking this preamp.
The preamp's nice. I like where it gets a bit gritty the more you turn it up.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Adds those harmonics that you want just to maybe cut through a mix.
So let's do the parallel compression thing.
Yeah, okay.
Turn both on and let's see what that kind of sounds like.
Okay, so
if you put
first one Dynacomp.
Yeah, put the first one on Dynacomp.
And then the last one, maybe the LA2A. Let's do the LA2A.
Yeah.
So let's do one of them.
Oh.
Okay, and then we'll add them both together.
It's really like that pop kind of guitar sound.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when you're listening to like top 40 guitar things on the radio or whatever.
And it's really
like
cutting through.
Yeah. That's nice. That's exactly what for your kind of modern guitar production. That's super compressed sound that's like really popping through.
That's crazy how you can have these in just this pedal, because this is because we're so used to having the digital aspect. If you know, those who use like kind of like the Apollo units at home, or use a lot of the Spark Pack or any of the UAD plugins at that, it's just bringing that kind of tactile element.
Yeah, it's nice that
back.
You've got them there to to feel instead of like doing
a guitar board. I'm on a guitar pedal board. I mean,
yeah, especially if you're a guitarist, you're gonna want all the fiddly twiddly knobs and stuff that you're gonna use. Cool.
Well, cool.
I love that.
I'm loving that as well. Should we move on to the next one?
Let's move on to the next one.
Awesome.
Cool, so now we have the next pedal in the chain, which is the Galaxy 74 Tape Echo and Reverb.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
So with this, it's based off iconic 1974 tape delays from the studios back in the day. So I'm kind of excited to see how this sounds. And I mean, we said before, it looks like a cool little sci-fi machine.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting it to make some really awesome sounds. So what you've got here is pretty basic for a tape echo / delay kind of thing. You got your obviously echo rate, which is going to be like your delay rate. Your feedback, so obviously if that's all the way up, you're just hearing the delay sounds.
The repeats.
Yeah. Your volume, obviously how loud you want it to be. And then these three at the bottom are quite different to what you'd usually find. So obviously you've got your input volume, which is self-explanatory. Dwell.
So dwell, so that's the amount that it's kind of hanging about for.
Okay.
Depending on kind of what head that you're using. When I say head,
yes.
We'll move on to that. But depending on what tape head that you're using, that's how much it kind of hangs on that tape head.
Okay.
So you can kind of augment your sound depending on what response you want back.
Nice. And then this last one, you've got reverb volume, but you've also got this little switch here. So if you turn this little switch to Alt. Spicy. You've got these little ones underneath, which underneath the volume knobs, there's like little text that you might not be able to see, but it says tape age. So you might know this if you do any kind of like lo-fi stuff. Basically, that takes the tape sound that this is emulating and makes it older, so it's a little bit more warped, and it gives you that like wobble effect.
Yeah, and you know that kind of sound that you get when people used to record onto tape, they either used to record it to a fast spinning tape, which got you higher trebles, or you did it to a slightly slower spinning tape, which got you slightly low mids and low sounds. But what this aims to do is basically it allows you to tailor that tape sound. So you can kind of get out what you want, really.
Yeah, and then with that, you can like change how the tape sounds a little bit more with bass. So obviously you give it a little bit more bass to the tape sound, and treble, again, a little bit more treble. And then, the last thing on this is this thing called head select. Do you want to explain that a little bit? You know a little bit more than I do about that.
Yeah, so when they used to make that, what is referred to as like multi-head, tape echo units, how the delay would end up playing back to you is that there is a little tape machine running, just constantly running inside that module itself. And it has a number of different tape heads so for example, they're the 3 tape heads, and that's the tape. Depending on which one that you choose is hitting the other tape at the separate time.
And you can do that with this, so you can select which tape head you want to be selected.
Exactly.
So with this little knob here, this little switch, you can select tape number 1, that light comes up, and then all 3 you can have at once. You can have 1 and 3, or you can have 2 and 3, or 1 and 2. And then 3. So on. There's possibilities are endless. So first of all, let's get a nice little sound out of this. So give me some clean sounds, and then we'll have a little play. Let's turn it on.
Ooh. Oh, instant gorgeousness. That's so nice. Ooh. That's super lo-fi. That's kind of like Steve Lacy kind of vibes. Like.
So let's just have a quick look at the different tape heads to see, so you can see exactly how those tape heads change the sound of this pedal. So that one you just heard then was just tape head number 1. So switch it up.
So this is... play the same thing.
Yeah, play the same thing, yeah. So this is all 3.
That's all 3?
Yeah, that sounds nice. There's a little bit more kind of like of space. Yeah. So, and then we've got 1 and 3. A little bit more.
A little bit spaced out. And can you tap that while like
let's try it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So you can kind of really design how the response is.
So then let's do 2 and 3. So see how that sounds.
Okay.
Oh, so it's. So then that's more kind of like a dotted delay that you find.
So I was going to say like different subdivisions.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then next one.
Okay.
1 and 2.
Oh, okay. So that's
a bit longer.
A little bit longer.
Three. Ooh.
That was awesome. Okay, so that's kind of just like, wow.
That's sick.
That's so cool.
That sounds great. Sorry, yeah, go on.
That's basically just like tailoring when you get the tape response back. It's basically just tailoring that delay.
Yeah.
But it's not just a delay machine, is it?
No, you've got reverb on this bad boy as well.
Should we give that a little bit of a listen?
Let's get a little bit of reverb up on you.
That's awesome.
I mean, if you're doing anything that's like shoegazy, doing like shoegazy kind of, yeah, all that kind of stuff, this thing's going to be amazing for all of that.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Talking about lo-fi, let's have a quick look at this age tape bit that this thing has. So I'm going to just like turn that up, and you play a couple of things, and I'll twiddle.
Cool.
You can kind of see there that when you turn the tape age up, it kind of gives it like more of a warble effect.
Yeah, it keeps on warbling. So I guess you'd have to kind of like tailor that a little bit in accordance with what you're playing and what kind of vibe you're going for. But that's awesome.
It's
that's
nice.
So cool.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, for me, because I do a little bit more of kind of a lot of shoegazy, lo-fi kind of stuff, this thing would be, I'd have so much fun with that. So let's move on to the last one, this lovely ice cream thing. So let's swap round. I'll play guitar, you do some twiddling. Let's go.
Right, next up, let's go to the Delvaux. So this is your ambience companion. Delvaux obviously meaning delay and reverb, and it's got that kind of like classic 60s kind of vibe. What do you think that tells you?
it's going to have 60s reverbs in it.
Yeah, well, not just that, not just that. So basically, well, let's go to the reverb side first. So we've got something called the Spring 65. So that is going to be emulating the Spring reverb that you get in kind of like 60s combo amplifiers. Not too dissimilar to the Princeton.
Most Fenders come with Spring reverbs in them, don't they?
Exactly.
So that's going to be that kind of vibe.
Exactly, nice. Exactly. So then we've got the Plate 140. So that's going to be emulating what UAD says, like the German plate reverb. So that's going to be sounds that have been the kind of Pink Floyd, big open-y kind of sounds, super ambient. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And then we've got the Hall 224. So basically that's just your Hall reverb
big
units.
Fat 80s.
Super fat 80s.
All that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not, I mean, contrary to the design, it's got quite a lot of different effects in it. And on the delay side, you've actually got what's called the Tape EP3. So that's drawing upon the tape echo sounds of a Maestro EP3, which is an absolute classic pedal. You've got analog DMM. So that is going to be giving you sounds that have the distinct sound, like the Electro-Harmonix Memory Man. So it's going to have a little bit of kind of modulation onto it, that kind of chorusy, edgy kind of sound. And then you've got the Precision. Now that's UA's own Precision delay. So that's going to be a very kind of like customizable, tight digital delay.
I was going to say a modern kind of
modern delay.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of like a Boss delay. But this is UAD, so it's going to be absolutely
beautiful.
Shall we?
Also, I mean, I've said it before, but it looks great. Like, doesn't it remind you of just like a nice little ice cream shop?
Like a little mint chocolate chip, but with some.
Well, these are the chocolate chips,
and this is maybe the mint, I guess.
And obviously, the ice cream shop's called Delvaux.
Delverb ice cream.
Delverb ice cream. Okay. Let's see how it sounds. Let's give it a go.
Should we go to the reverbs first?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So what have we got? What's the first one?
So the first one, we've got Spring. So I'll slowly introduce you to that. I'm just going to on and off that. So this is off.
Yeah, nice.
It's got the drip.
It's got drip.
Yeah, it's got drip.
It's got drip.
It's got drip. That's gorgeous. It's
nice.
It's got the drip. See, not a lot of pedals. Well, not a lot of pedals that I've had experience with that are kind of like digital representations of that kind of like Spring reverb. Never can get that drip right.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's insane. Oh, that's so cool. Next up, we've got the Plate 140. So I'll slowly bring that one in. That's gorgeous.
Nice.
That's so good. Okay, let's move on to the Hall.
I'm excited for this. I love Hall reverbs. I think Hall reverbs are my favorite because they're just so big and just spacey.
Spacey. Yeah, man. That's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. See, the thing that I like about it is that even at the maximum level of the reverbs itself, they're still usable.
Yeah.
You know, when you kind of max out some other reverbs, it's like
it's just going forever.
It's going forever.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving you that limit. Quite like the other pedals, really. That they don't give you everything, but they give you just the range of what you would want.
Yeah, because I find sometimes if you max out a reverb pedal, it almost the output just starts to build and build and build, and it's just clipping, and it's just too much. But you still want that like huge reverb effects, especially if you're doing some like really intense, just get some of that on, and then just. And it just goes.
Nice.
Makes some nice big pedal sounds as well with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, so we've got obviously basic reverb effects on here. What were these ones?
So basically what this is, this is just a reverb amount. Obviously, we'll go into a little bit more detail about how you can start fine-tuning a lot of the pedals' inner workings and the way they respond. But all of these other knobs are usually, well, not usually, they are for the delay.
Oh, okay,
settings.
cool. So it's just like delay
So
stuff.
it's delay and reverb.
Yeah,
So that kind of draws us to...
Let's check out the reverb.
Let's check out
the delays.
The delay, yeah.
Let's check out the delays.
So, have you got like a nice, super clean... Perfect, that's gorgeous. Okay, so let's start initiating it. Okay, so what I was doing there was I was shifting about the color. So basically, what that's doing is it's either adding a little bit of a darker edge or a lighter edge. But in this case, for the EP3, what that's doing is that it's adding a little bit more gain, a little bit more response. Because it's a tape echo, it's probably turning up that saturation. So you're getting kind of like close to, again, that lo-fi kind of vibe. But you can really tailor it to whatever you'd like. Let's pop on the analog analog one, the kind of like echo board kind of thing. But what I'm gonna do is it's okay.
Whoa.
What I'm gonna mess about with is the mod to see how that affects it.
Yeah.
So it's got a left way mod and a right way mod. So take it away, yeah. Okay. That's like Pac-Man.
Nice.
So
you can get the really stereo effect there.
Exactly.
So when I'm hitting it, it's going like doo-doo. That's cool.
That's sick. So what that mod, what that knob, mod knob is doing is just affecting the different saturation, different modulation.
So what's that last switch that we've got?
So the last switch, as we said, is the UAD precision delay. That's going to be a little bit more of a kind of like a modern delay.
Yeah, the more
like
modern kind of sound.
Yeah. So let's get that going.
Yeah?
Yeah. Keep going.
It's crazy. It gives it
It just warbles the hell out of it.
Yeah,
That's so nice.
Super warbly.
Yeah.
That would be nice with the Galaxy.
I definitely think we
Is
should.
it that lo-fi?
Yeah, we should definitely see what we can get out of all of them.
Yeah?
Definitely.
All right, let's
100%.
we're going to do a little jam with all three of these together. Actually, no, I'll have two, you have one, or you
Okay.
have one, I'll have two.
Yeah, sure.
We'll just see what we can create out of them.
Sick.
Let's
Okay.
jump in.
Let's jump in it.
Beautiful.
Ambience.